A very warm and hearty welcome to fellow Toastmasters and lovely guests. I welcome you all to meeting number 370 of Turning Point Toastmasters, and indeed a very, very special edition and one of a kind meeting. As you're aware, it's Tuesday and not Thursday, and we've converged here to witness a rollicking speech marathon. Let's have a huge, huge round of applause for this new venture. And this special edition is a true testament to the rapidly growing stature of our club. And for that, I request everyone to give a huge shout out to the tireless efforts of our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Megha Bansal, and of course, our Madam President, Toastmaster Neeraj. Can we have a huge round of applause for both of us? Our club is growing rapidly. It's bouncing and it's improving thick and fast, and it's all courtesy the two ladies who are leading this club. I couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much. And this huge venture is a true testament of the same. And I hope and wish that we continue to strive for excellence in the days to come. Thank you so much. Before I move any further, how about I acknowledge the guests who have joined us today? I could see that we have Mohit Sharma with us. I remember that Mohit Sharma briefly served as the Vice President Education of Spirit Toastmasters. Hi, Mohit. How are you? Is it possible for you to unmute or possibly switch on your camera? And let me know if I spoke
Hi,
the right
Utkarsh.
credentials
Am
for
I
you.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Mohit Sharma, and I'm from Rajasthan. Recently, I was a Toastmaster in Spearhead Toastmasters, and now I joined the meeting today, ready to witness all those amazing speeches. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohit. Thank you so much for joining us. I vividly remember how sincerely you used to do your role as the Vice President Education of Spearhead Toastmasters, and we dearly, dearly miss you and your cute smile. I mean, it's super famous. I remember that used to be one of the talks during the Spearhead Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much, Mohit, and welcome to our meeting. All right. Do we have any further guests with us? All right, it's a new venture. We'll possibly have more people flowing in pretty soon. For now, thank you so much. Quick announcement before I move towards the much awaited speech marathon. Our district, which is District 41, is organizing the TLI, which stands for Training Leadership Institute at YMCA in Delhi this Saturday. As you're aware, the TLI provides training, skills, and knowledge to new club officers. And one thing that I really want to convey is that this TLI is not just for the club officers. I sincerely request any member or guest for that matter to connect with the Toastmaster community via TLI. It's a wonderful opportunity. The event offers you a unique platform to connect beyond the four walls of the club. And rest assured, if you go through this experience, you will have a wonderful time. And I can vouch, and certainly some people like Toastmaster Ravi can certainly vouch that it's worth registering and worth your time and effort. Thank you so much. The details of which are shared over the WhatsApp group. So I request everyone who's interested to sign up for the TLI. It's happening this Saturday at YMCA in Delhi. That's all for my housekeeping work. We have a lineup of 5 fantastic speakers to deliver some sheer brilliance today. And those 5 speakers will get a chance to be evaluated by 5 equally adept speech evaluators. And if that's not all, in true Toastmaster spirit, those evaluators will also be closely examined by our head evaluator, aka our general evaluator, who is today Toastmaster Anshuman Mishra. Before I call our general evaluator to ask on what parameters he's going to evaluate and judge our evaluators, let's get to know him a little bit. Toastmaster Anshuman works at Google and is a veteran Toastmaster who has led this club, Turning Point Toastmasters, to greater heights during his presidency. And if I'm not wrong, we achieved the Hall of Fame award under his presidency. His ever charming and positive personality radiates us all, and he's someone that I dearly, dearly always look up to for anything and everything. Folks, let's welcome Toastmaster Anshuman as our general evaluator with a huge, huge round of applause. Toastmaster Anshuman, can we have you on the virtual stage?
Hi. Yes, as you can see, I am juggling between traveling priorities, but I'll soon be joining from laptop. But till then, let me quickly introduce my role today. I'll be playing the role of a general evaluator. My task will be to evaluate the meeting overall, evaluate the evaluators, and share feedback as instructed by our presiding officer, Toastmaster Neeraj, to also do the counter and the grammarian duty. So I have a lot in hand, but I really look forward to an amazing meeting. I'm sure it'll be a blockbuster meeting, and I'll have a lot of good feedback to share at the end of the meeting, along with our brilliant set of evaluators. All the best, everyone. Over to you, our host, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Thank you so much. Our general evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman, shows his sheer sincerity that he is joining via card. Thank you so much for that. All righty, let the speech marathon begin. Our first speaker is the Madam Vice President Education of our club, who has shown tremendous, I mean tremendous promise and growth in no time whatsoever. Before I introduce her further, how about I take this opportunity to invite her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Shrishti Mehrotra, to read out her speech objectives. Toastmaster Shrishti, over to you.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible and visible.
Today, I am happy to evaluate Toastmaster Megha, who will be attempting the first speech from her project, Evaluation and Feedback, which is part of her Level 1 project. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And she will be taking the feedback that she receives today, and she will be using that evaluation to perfect her next speech. I wish her all the best, and back to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrishti, for laying out the speech objectives so coherently. All righty, let's welcome our speaker number one, Toastmaster Megha, to tell you a little bit about her. Toastmaster Megha is a practicing chartered accountant by profession and a family person by heart. She's full of gratitude for everything she has, and I couldn't agree more. And she's joined Toastmasters for a dream that she had since her childhood, which is to speak in public influentially. And she's making huge strides for it as well. Toastmaster Megha, can we have a quick audio video check before I hand over the stage to you?
Am I audible and visible?
I think you are perfectly audible and visible. All right. Toastmaster Megha, balancing life. Balancing life. Toastmaster Megha, stage is yours. Best wishes.
Thank you, Utkarsh, for the introduction. Balancing life. Do you all think your life should be balanced? I think each one of you will say yes. Few months ago, Narayan Murthy, the CEO of Infosys, made a headline by a statement saying, Indian youth should work for 70 hours per week to make India a developed nation. I'm sure you all might have heard the news. That statement sparked a debate all over India. The similar debate happened at my home too. Setting the plot for you, I live in a joint family status where almost 3 generations live together. Now, why I use the word almost is a different story. The first generation is my mother-in-law and father-in-law. The second generation is my husband, my brother-in-law, and me. The third generation is kids. Let's ignore kids from this section, as I don't think they have the mindset and the experience to know the pros and cons of the statement. So the first generation on this hand and the second generation the other. My father-in-law had a serious opinions about this statement. So do I. He began the debate. He said, your age group is as that your age group is limitless. You can do whatever you want. You have stamina, you have courage, you have the ability. You can sleep late yet wake up early and with so much of ease. You can do whatever you want. Your whole body system works as effectively as you want it to run. Look at us. We are bounded by health issues. We have this age factor. We are not that efficient as we used to be a few years back. So this is the best time of your life that you're leading. Why not make the most out of it? Why not use it to bring the change in society and fulfill your dreams? Why not big dream? He was right. As soon as I heard his opinion, I was said, Papa, you are right. You're absolutely right. And I'm sure you all must be agreed what he said. But before drawing any conclusion, please hear to this side of the story also, my opinion. I remember I spoke for some straight 15 minutes after that. Now, summarizing what I said on that day, let me categorize the youth we are talking about in two categories. The first is the category where the youth, the people, have to live a very simple and sorted life. They do not want any hustle and bustle. They are happy and satisfied when they live with their family, when they spend time with their family. They do have a decent earning, but they want vacations. They want to live with their family. They do not want to change the society. They are not concerned about how the society works, but they're concerned about they are happy in their family or not. They are their home ministers of their family. And in CA language, if I say they are not bothered by the budget we face every February annually. So I think if we impose this 70 hour or any rule onto them, it will be traumatizing for them. They will not be able to spend long hours of their time to something which they do not want to. The career is the part of their life, but not their life. Now coming to the second category, the youth which is inspiring, fully motivated, fully charged up. They can do whatever they want to. They have high dreams. They want to change the society. They do not surrender themselves into societal norms, but they want to create their own. Even they will not hesitate in working for 70 hours a week or even beyond. But I have this opinion, this suggestion for this category of youth and the first generation I talked about earlier. This is life. There has to have a balance. At the end of the day, at the end of the life, I mean, all what matters will be how happy you are and how satisfied you are then. So I have two suggestions for this category of youth. First, chase quality over quantity. Like, do not be that kid who keeps his books open mindlessly and sit all day long just to escape from other activities. And also, he'll be called a studious person, which is a good trait for kids to hear. I have came across a lot of people who pretend to be, who take pride, I must say, who take pride in being busy. Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot be available. My job requires so much, and I am so relevant. Nothing will happen if I'll not be joining I'll not do the job, or I'll not be available at the business setup. No, I don't think there is a lack of time management if you're not able to do that. Let's not take pride in uh, overtiming. Let's not take pride in that. Let's take the time management the priority and at least try to be to keep the life as balanced as possible. There could be hectic days, but that should not be the rule. The second suggestion I would like to have is support system. This is the suggestion I heard few years ago when I was attending a seminar through ICI, and there I met a speaker. She was she was a CA, a motivational speaker, a mother of two, and a solo traveler. And believe me, she used to do it all. So the person from an audience questioned her that how did she able to travel solo, leaving her husband and kids behind. So she said she set up a support system everywhere she go. Like she had a support system at home, she had a support system at her CA office, so that in her absence they could at least keep the flow running. They could at least help her somewhat in her responsibilities. I know this is a tough task to identify such support system, but you must do it. At last, I would summarize my speech by saying a line from ZNMD, as all favorite movie. Seize the day, my friend. You never know will you be alive when you're 40 or beyond. So just live the life you have right now and try to keep it balanced. That's all. Thank you.
Let's have a huge round of applause for our speaker number one, Toastmaster Megha Bansal, for such an eye-opening speech. I mean, I will leave the evaluation to the able hands of our speech evaluators. All right, I need to spotlight myself firstly. Yeah. All right. I leave the evaluation to the able hands of a speech evaluator. But as a listener, I could say that there were so many learnings for us, and in that sense, I truly appreciate and a huge gratitude to you, Toastmaster Megha. I request everyone to give feedback to our speaker, Toastmaster Megha. You have 1 minute for the same. You can give the feedback to her via personal chat. And I request our Madam Timer to please time for 1 minute and let us know when 1 minute is over. Thank you so much. In the meantime, may I request our speaker number two to quickly have an audio video check. Toastmaster Ashok.
Am I audible?
Can you speak a little bit more, Toastmaster Ashok?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. All right. Our second speaker is someone who is one of the latest entrants of our TPTM family, and dare I say, one of the most enthusiastic member, Toastmaster Ashok Chaudhary. And before I introduce him further and bring him to the virtual stage, how about I request his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Amit Kumar, to share his speech objectives.
Am I audible or visible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster Ashok is presenting level 1 project 2 of his pathway of presentation mastery. The objective of this project is to write a speech on a specific purpose. And for this, all the best to Ashok. Over to you, host Utkarsh Sharma.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. How may I request our tech master to remove spotlight on Toastmaster Amit. All right. Can we spotlight our target speaker? All right. Thank you so much. To tell you a little bit about our speaker, Toastmaster Ashok is an experienced educator working at UHS School in Bihar. He holds a master's degree in mathematics and he's passionate about public speaking and gaining leadership abilities. And in his free time, he likes to read, write poems, and meet like-minded people. Toastmaster Ashok, one final audio video check with you before I give you the stage.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible and visible. Toastmaster Ashok, fear is inevitable. Fear is inevitable. Toastmaster Ashok, stage is yours.
How many of you heard fear? This is a very widely used word, fear. And I can clearly say that no one can escape from this word. And I was one of them. It was the year of 2006 when I started preparing for the competitive examination, that is banking. Before that, I never heard about the word fear. My life was quite well and quite smooth. And fear, distress, anxiety, nervousness, there was no such name in my life, as my father was alive that time. And he always motivated me, if you are not able to do anything, I'm always behind you. Now you can imagine how confident I was that time. Since it was year of 2006, I started preparing for the bank examination. Initially, 1 or 2 years, I could not crack any examination. In the year of 2008, I cracked the first examination of banking. And when I went to appear in the interview, the interviewer, I was surrounded by 6 people. And when I entered and asked permission to sit down and greet them, thank you. After giving greetings, my legs were shaking and legs were trembling and hands were shaking and all body got freezed. When he asked to introduce myself, I could not speak. I simply spoke my name and I come from. They motivated me. Just be relaxed, but I could not. When I came out from there, then I realized what is fear. But the definition of fear, even that time, I could not believe. I could not know what is the definition of fear. What is fear? But when my friends started suggesting me how to crack the interviews, then I realized I have to crack the interviews. In the year of 2008, in December, my father passed away. There was a sister behind me, and my father has promised to get her married after a few months, and suddenly he passed away, and all the problems suddenly grabbed me. And that time I got scared. What will happen next? Then I required that the life got changed and I have to, at any cost, grab that opportunity to be a government employee. And it was by the year of 2009, I cracked 10 banking interview, written test. But in no one I got the selection. In all interviews, I got rejected. And at the end of 2019, those time BSRB board conducted the examination and they suddenly dissolved the board. And after 4 years, again IBPS started conducting the examination. Till then, my age has been lapsed. And those time there was no GK for the banking preparation. So I thought if my GK is not strong, I'm not able to crack any other examination. Years passed. Then I realized now I have to take another turn, and I started teaching. When I started teaching again, the fear grabbed me. What kind of fear it was? Because my education of schooling was the mode of Hindi, and I had come up to Delhi for my higher education, and here I started teaching in English medium. But I could not gather my whole courage to teach the student. Anyhow, I started, and gradually I I will becoming more and more fluent in teaching. Anyhow, I manage my all the expenses and do and did all things that my father had to do. I was very happy. But the one thing I had realized, when there was a need and when you are attached to something and you can't survive without that thing, only then you are in the trap of fear. Then I realized, and there is a fear which is big fear. For me it was glossophobia, fear of public speaking. And I was searching for I could remove this kind of fear, and I searched the Toastmaster Club where I went. And when I see the people who are already expert in communication skill, then again I got scared. But it was 2 months, 3 months. I keep going, and simply going to the stage and coming back without uttering a single sentences. But I followed the process. I did not bother about the result, what will happen next if I don't speak. And today I'm very happy that I can speak. I can speak in front of people. So finally, it is our desire and attachment to the result of your action that is the fear. If you remove them, you will be definitely be a confident speaker, and you will be the winner of glossophobia. Thank you. Over to you.
You are a true inspiration, Toastmaster Ashok. Every time I hear you and speak, whenever you give your speeches, I truly get inspired. And thank you so much for pouring your emotions out. I'm truly inspired and hugely privileged to be a witness of this speech. Thank you so much. Um, how about we take out time for 1 minute to write feedback for Toastmaster Ashok? I request everyone to give feedback to Ashok, and not just a surface level feedback that it was a great speech or something, but very targeted. And whatever you genuinely feel he could improve on, or that would be really helpful, because it takes a lot of effort to be a speaker, and we are all here for this platform to improve and grow. Timekeeper, let me know when 1 minute is over. Thank you. In the meantime, we also have a guest who has joined us. Hi, Rishi. If you can hear me, I request to please unmute.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I was hoping to at 7, but I was driving and I'm still driving. So I thought at least I would listen.
So glad, and I'm so impressed by your sincerity and devotion to Toastmasters. Welcome, Rishi. Is it possible for you to chit chat, or do you want to just focus on driving for now?
Yeah, I will focus on driving for another 10-15 minutes and then be able to talk.
Perfect. Works. All right. In the meantime, I request everyone that we have a group selfie. So I request everyone to please switch on your camera. For anyone who's not possible, that's okay. But the more the better. And we'll take a group selfie right away. This is a special edition, a Tuesday edition of Turning Point Toastmasters, and we should definitely have a picture for posterity. Bring in your best smile forward, best emoticons. All right. In 3, 2, 1, and we are done. Good to go. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know when 1 minute is over. Thank you so much, Madam Timer. Our next speaker, our third speaker, is the Vice President Public Relations of our club and one of the most diligent member of our club. His dedication is something that has been truly inspiring, and I'm talking about no one else but Toastmaster Ravi Bharadwaj. Before I introduce him and bring him to the virtual stage, or he's already there, spotlighted, great. How about I request our tech master to spotlight his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Ankit, so that he could read out his speech objectives. Toastmaster Ankit, over to you.
Toastmaster Ravi is attempting a level 2 for the project 1 from the presentation mastery. The purpose of this project for Ravi is to learn about the different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. And the purpose of the speech is to share the impact of his or her style on others. Over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh, and best of luck, Ravi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ankit. Well, to tell you about a little bit about our target speaker, our speaker for that matter, speaker number 3, Toastmaster Ravi is an engineer working in a startup company. He's also a yoga teacher and wants to bring smiles to other people's faces through meditation and yoga. What a noble cause. He likes chess and is exploring various Indian cultures and places through reading and traveling. Folks, let's have a huge round of applause for speaker number 3 before he gets on the stage. All right. Toastmaster Ravi, quick audio video check with you.
I'm audible and visible.
Can you speak a little bit more?
सब सुख रहे तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना.
Perfect. You're audible. Yes, you are. All right. Toastmaster Ravi, types of communicators. Types of communicators. Toastmaster Ravi, stage is yours.
Communication. Communication is a base of survival of living being. Plants communicate through soil. Animals communicate through sounds and action. As a human being, we have evolved. We have evolved by having different languages. When we were in jungle, we used to communicate to find the fruit from the tree. We want to look for the shelter. And when we evolve, we start finding how to get settled down. The communication of finding the agriculture and sharing it to the every part of the world. From the hut to the 100-floor building, from the handmade items to mass production industry, all was possible due to one thing, that was communication. But what communication has and why it is important? Communications just consist of two things, a sender and a receiver. But it is very important that what senders say in the message, receiver should receive it and understand it, which is one of the important parts. Let me give you an example. You have found in your street, you have found a dog barking at you. Do you understand what they are saying? The answer must be, most of the answer would be they do not know. Same is the audience also. If you are sharing your speech, if you are expressing your words, if you are sharing your knowledge to someone else, the other person, the receiver should know what they can understand. And what thing they could understand as a good communicator, you should know what is your audience. So there are many different researches done on communication styles, communicators, but here I am here to discuss just 4 types of communication, which is based on Toastmasters survey. So let's learn with some few examples. So when I was in my +1, +2 coaching, there was a teacher, Sachin sir. He was a maths teacher. He used to teach us the logic behind the math, that what this equations is and how it comes. But it was not that important. The most important part of that whenever I asked any question or any person asked any question in the class, he used to listen patiently. He used to feel that emotion in every part of the speech or the question any person is asking. He used to share his own emotions while sharing the result or the outcome of that question or the answer he gave to that. We used to get inspired from that. The result was we all started loving maths. Guys, he was he was presenting one of the communication, which was supportive. A supportive communicator is a patient, cooperative, and active listener. So this is one communication where you will find yourself also in some part of your life. Second one is direct. When I joined the college, I have learned this type of communication. I do not know that this is supportive communication, but I know that this is communication I want to continue in my life. I went for a project in my first year. I was involved in the project which was on drugs in Punjab. When I was sharing the presentation, I want to share every emotional story behind any fact. That how I get that survey, how I reached to the conclusion. But my teacher was very clear. Come to the point. Avoid over explanation and find that focus on the solution. It starting I get hesitated, but sooner or later I found that I have to be direct. And then I found that the person wants only a quick point and what your solution on that point. So at that stage, I figure out that there are 2 types of communication. When I was in NCC, I used to teach my fellow juniors what NCC is. I figure out that I have to very positive in my classroom so that they can learn what I can do. The best solution was, if you want to create leaders, means if you want to become a good leader, if you want to be a good leader, you have to create leaders. So I start creating friendly environment, allow them to initiate it. And the sooner they find that communication, a better communication, they start the leads coming out. That communication was initiative. And when I was in my final year of my college, I used to sit down with my friends and talk about the things and of different movies. We focus on the facts and how that facts and figures come from that process. We focus on the why every data was coming out of that, why that placement or that package was there. And sooner and later we realized that now I realized that it was analytical communication. So these 4 types of communication I learned through my life and hope that you have learned from this through my example. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravi. And let's not be miser with our applauses. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Ravi. All right, let me spotlight myself. Yes, everyone's literally killing it today. The way everyone is articulating, it kind of shows the sheer talent our club possesses, and this is immensely promising. I request Madam Timer to please time us for 1 minute so that we could write valuable feedback for Toastmaster Ravi. I request everyone to provide feedback for Toastmaster Ravi. In the meantime, our fourth speaker is ready and we can have a quick audio video check with her.
Hello.
You're absolutely not audible. All right.
Okay. Am I audible and visible? Toastmaster of the evening, also host Utkarsh Sharma.
Yes, you are audible and visible. The credentials have changed. We are in a special edition of a Tuesday meeting.
Okay.
I think, can you speak a little bit more? Because I believe that there might be a lag in your video.
Yeah. Today is a good day. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2, 3 are 7. 2, 3 are 6. Sorry.
The classic contest saying today is a wonderful day.
Yeah. So, is there any lag? Am I audible, loud and clear? All
Yes,
good?
but just make sure that your mic doesn't get covered with your hair or something. Otherwise, there would be a problem.
Great. Yeah, it won't be sure.
All right. As we can see, thank you. Firstly, thank you so much, Madam Timer, for letting us know that the 1 minute is over. We can clearly see that our fourth speaker is the Sergeant at Arms of our club and someone who is one of the most versatile and congenial member of our club, and someone who I always look forward to as a dear friend and someone who can guide me as well. Before I introduce her further, I would request to invite her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Neeraj, to read out her speech objectives.
Today, Priyanka is going to attempt her level 1 and project 2 from innovation planning. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. All the very best, Priyanka. See you at the end.
Thank you so much, our club president, Toastmaster Neeraj. Let's talk a little bit about our speaker number 4. Toastmaster Priyanka has been a Toastmaster for more than 6 years. She's working as an earthquake model developer with Aeon. And in her free time, she likes playing violin, traveling, and public speaking. I think we've already done the audio video check. So, Toastmaster Priyanka, is it right or wrong? Is it right or wrong, Toastmaster Priyanka? Stage is yours.
How are you guys? All good? Enjoying the meeting? So many speeches. I remember in our childhood, we used to do everything which our parents will ask not to. There'll be winter season. They'll be like, if we don't eat ice cream, you'll get cold. But we'll sneak out and actually have ice cream on the same day and get sick. I mean, mostly guys would relate. They'll be go and play in the evening and later come back and tell, oh, there was an extra class, mommy or papa. So we all must have done something which our parents must have asked not to do, right? So I am not like you. I was always a good girl. Papa will say, Priyanka, come on time, be there in the room, be there right after the tuitions, come to room, come home, do homework and sleep on time. I'll do it. I will say, don't go late in the evening with your friends. You used to take care of yourself. You used to stay at home and concentrate on studies, get good marks. I got good marks. I was good in school. I did everything which my father asked me to. I was always a good girl. I was not like you. Don't include me in your gang or something. So time passed by. I was really doing good One day, what happened in school, they introduced martial arts. And I was very excited. I thought I'll fight like a Bruce Lee. And I joined the class. Within a week, I broke my arm and came back home. My father was very angry. He told, no need to go to any martial arts class from now. Who will do studies? What will happen if you fail in the exam? And what if you break your hand or leg? Who will marry you at the last? What will happen to your future? No need to go martial arts. Just concentrate on the studies. Study well and go further. Papa said, and I was a good girl. I did it. I stopped going to the martial arts class. I studied, got good score, got good college, got a job, joined Toastmasters. Everything I did on the good books, as my father said. One evening, I was coming back from my home office. It was around 10 p.m. in the evening. It was really late. I had a lot of work. My flat was around 1 kilometer max from my office. I did not get any cab because it was late in the evening. It was raining. So I started walking. Why to wait rather than I was really hungry? I started walking on the road. After half a kilometer, I just saw a car stopped by. And there were two guys in the car in the front seat. They asked me directions for nearby petrol bunk. I told, go straight and then turn right. There is a petrol pump right away. But again, I felt the car is moving along with my speed. Then again, one of the guys peeped out and said, Madam, do you want lift? I was like, I don't need any lift. I know my way. Thank you. But they did not move. They were just moving slowly along with me. I felt there is something wrong. I was scared. My heart started beating faster. There was nobody on the road except me and that car. I started walking fast. I didn't want to run because I knew what will happen if I run. It's a car and me. I cannot match the speed. I started walking fast and was searching if I could see someone. Thankfully, I saw the security guard of my society. I waved at him and said, I called him, and he immediately just ran towards him. Then I saw across the road that car left with a supersonic speed. That night, I went to my room and I sat on my bed and started thinking, what if I wouldn't have seen the security guard? What if they would have caught me before? What if they would have dragged me in their car? What if and all those what ifs did not let me sleep. And that my restlessness did not let my roommate sleep. She woke up. Priyanka, what is the problem? Why are you not letting me sleep like every other day? You're watching movie? Now what happened to you? She started screaming. She was very frustrated at me. I told her the whole story. She said, why don't you join martial arts? I said, see, I joined martial arts once and I broke my arm. I don't think that's a good idea. She said, I'm practicing since 5 years. Am I looking good, okay to you? If I can do it, why couldn't you? She had a good reasoning. So I thought, okay, fine, let's see. I joined the next day. Well, you must be thinking, now, wow, she joined martial arts. It looks nice when you hear in the story. But you actually go and to the ground, you practice it, you will know. At 5 o'clock, I have to wake up. Run for 5 kilometers. Come back, do 50 push-ups. And then that is not enough. Then do jumping jacks of 100 jumping jacks. This was just a warm-up. And again, after that, there will be 1 hour of high standing exercise. Like this, I do for 2 hours every day. I practiced. I went to the class. After 3 years, I gave the exam for black belt. And I'm proud to say to all of you that I am the black belt first dan of martial arts. The next week, I went home and I shared everything with my father. He was in shock. And then he said sorry to me. You might be thinking, okay, yeah, my father realized his mistake. The thing is not about realizing his mistake, him realizing the mistake. The point is, what is right for me, that I have to decide, not anybody else. Self-defense is very crucial to me, that I should understand and decide for me. Don't let others to decide what is right for you. Decide what is right for you by yourself. Thank you. Over to you, the host of the day.
Let's acknowledge the speaker and her efforts by giving her a rousing round of applause. The master at storytelling, let me tell you, Toastmaster Priyanka has reached in the division level of international speech contest earlier, and everyone will get it why. And the way she's churning one speech after another and writing such fantastic scripts, let's have a huge round of applause. She's truly inspirational. I request Madam Timer to time for 1 minute so that we could write feedback for Toastmaster Priyanka. I request everyone to provide feedback for Toastmaster Priyanka via her personal chat. In the meantime, may I ask Rishi if he has reached home or is he still driving? Rishi, can you hear us? All right, I think he's still driving.
Give me a few more minutes.
Sure. I sincerely request everyone to provide feedback to our speakers. This will definitely help us, help them to improve. All right. Thank you so much for the nod, Madam Timer. Let's have our fifth and final speaker. She's someone who is joining us all the way from Srinagar, and she has been a proud member of Turning Point Toastmasters and has in fact served as the vice president membership of our club in the last term. Before I introduce her further, how about I request her speech evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Anand, to read out her speech objectives.
Thank you, Utkarsh. Our final speaker, Ashima, today is delivering her first speech from third level of dynamic leadership. This project is all about negotiating the best outcome. The purpose of this project is to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used while negotiating. It will be a 5 to 7 minute speech. Speaker may choose to reflect on any strategies that she used in form of a story, informational, humorous, or persuasive content. I will base my feedback primarily on this negotiation tactics or strategies used, but in general, I will give other feedback as well. I request audience to mind the same while providing their comments. Speaker, all the very best. Looking forward to hear it. Over to you, Utkarsh.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Anand, for laying out the speech objectives so clearly. All right. To tell you a little bit about our final speaker, Toastmaster Ashima loves combining the logical world of engineering with the insightful realm of psychology. Sounds deep. In her free time, you will find her constantly exploring new ways to live creatively. And whether it's through gardening, practicing yoga, traveling to new places, trekking, or honing her public speaking skills, of course, she's always up for an adventure. Toastmaster Ashima, can I be your friend firstly? If this is your introduction, you seem like a wonderful, creative person. And this would require an audio video check as well, so you can speak.
Thank you so much. Yes, whatever I have written, I enjoy all that thing. So yeah.
I'm so happy. Mission accomplished. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashima. Can you speak a little bit more, because I feel that your voice is a little feeble. And someone else.
Am I audible? Am I
Yes.
visible?
All right, I can hear the not from other people as
There
well.
is
So
this voice of a fan. Can I switch it off if it
if
is?
that makes you more comfortable, please go ahead.
Okay. Is it fine now?
All set?
Yeah.
All right. Toastmaster Ashima, the saga of the lost bag. The saga of the lost bag. Toastmaster Ashima, stage is yours.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guest. Have you ever had a day in your life where everything that can go wrong does go wrong? Well, today I'm going to tell you something, an unforgettable adventure of my life, which started with a phone call from my friend. One fine day, I was sitting on a sofa and taking a sip from my coffee. I got a call from my friend from South. She said, Ashima, I'm planning to come to Srinagar for summer vacations. Well, I got excited and I replied, wow, what a great idea. Little bit I know about her is that she was bringing some 12 bags with her. Yes, 12 bags for a month-long vacation. So we decided to meet at a hotel before our flight to Srinagar. So just to picture this, we are 6 of us, I with my husband and with our 2 cute cabin luggage of one pink and one blue, and my friend with her husband and her with her 2 energetic kids, almost practically under the burden of their luggage. So we decided to meet at a hotel. At night, we all met. We are excited for our trip. We're looking forward to our trip to Srinagar. So we decided to sleep early because we have to wake up early in the morning or at an ungodly hour of 3 a.m. So morning came and we all rushed towards the airport. As we were rushing in the morning, after reaching airport, we discovered a tragic loss. A loss of a bag. Yes, a bag, and it's not an ordinary bag. It's a bag with my friend's clothes. To give her an introduction, she is one who loves fashion and and a clothes which is kind of a clothes which heroines usually wear a kind of a clothes that Instagram influencers usually wear. So that bag has lost, and it was like panic set in. We decided to call to a driver. So we called a driver, and he said he didn't have it. So it was a situation that she had bought 12 bags out of 12. It was her only favorite bag which was lost now. So we decided to go back, and we were running out of time, so that was not an option. So she turned up to me and she said, Ashima, can you please call any of your friend who can bring that bag? And at that time, I was just thinking, it was like 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and I was thinking, whom should I call? Then I called a friend who I had not called from last 2 years. Thanks to my calm voice and a cute face, he agreed. He went to the hotel, got the bag, and rushed to the airport. Finally, we were thinking, now everything is set. We thanked him a ton, and then we were rushing towards our boarding gate. When we reached there, we found the youngest one, the youngest energetic child was missing. What the hell? And we were looking around and then we found him sitting in front of the boarding gate, crying and yelling. I think I don't have a kid, so I don't have an experience why the child is behaving like this. So we went to him. He said, Papa, I am not going to board the flight. I'm like, wow, what happened? He said, you promised me a McDonald's burger. So I will not going to get the flight until I get one. And I'm like, me and my husband, we are looking at each other. Okay, that is something which happened at the airport. It was quite a scene. So finally, to make him understand that, we could have missed the flight for a burger and that a McDonald's burger. But that was a challenge. So me and my husband, we were standing with some distance, and the parents, they were trying to calm down the kid. But suddenly we found that is not something going to happen. And the other moment we found him, he threw himself on the floor and crying and yelling. So the father of the family, a father with an endless patience, said, I'll go and get the burger. You all go ahead towards the boarding gates. So we said, okay. Then we checked in. And when we were going, we found that the elder kid, he was running towards his father saying, Papa, please don't forget the French fries. I'm like, seriously? That time I was only praying to God, please let us board the flight today. But finally, we found both the father and both the kids, they were running as if they were running in Olympic athletes. And finally, we all managed to board the flight. And when we were in the flight, that was a kind of a feeling. I got that, okay, finally we are in the flight, and everybody silently praying that, that our journey, the next 4 days are going to be smooth. And then we sat down, and that chaos of the morning was slowly faded away. The children, they were enjoying their McDonald's burger. I also got one French fries from them, so I was also enjoying them. Looking outside from the window when that plane was about to move, and thinking the stress of the chaos that happened in the morning was still there. So, ladies and gentlemen, next time, whenever you find yourself in a travel mishap, always remember, sometimes the getting into the destination is a real adventure. And always keep your humor handy, because you never know when you need it. And a combination of a humor with a smile turn any disaster into an adventure. Thank you so much. Over to you, the host.
That was indeed quite a saga of the lost bag, Toastmaster Ashrama. Honestly, a perfect script for a short movie and so splendidly articulated. Let's be courteous and give a final speaker her due. A huge round of applause. Very well done. I also request everyone to provide a personal feedback or any kind of recommendation they have for Toastmaster Ashrama via her personal chat, and we have 1 minute for it. I request Madam Timer to please let us know when 1 minute is over. Thank you. I will also request our tech master to kindly launch the polls for the best speaker. This is the perfect time before we start with the evaluations. I could see that a few guests have poured in. So I could see that Ritika has also joined us. Ritika, is it possible for you to unmute and have a quick chat? Hi, Ritika. Are you there?
Yeah, hi, Utkarsh. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Utkarsh.
Is it possible for you to switch on your video as well?
Yeah, can you just give me a second?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Madam Timer, for letting us know that 1 minute is up. Hi, Ritika. So glad to put the face to the name.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Utkarsh?
I'm doing great as well. If I'm not wrong, that you have attended few meetings of Turning Point Toastmasters on Thursdays,
Yes.
but
I
I
think
don't
the
know you
last
yet.
one or two maybe.
So a
Okay.
lot of people don't know you yet. So how about I request you to please tell us about your profession, where are you joining us from, and what led you to join this club as a guest.
Okay. Yes. So that's what I was coming on to, that I've still not joined the club. I'm joining the Toastmasters meeting as a guest only. Though I have been a part of the Toastmasters Club of New Delhi, which is TMND located in Central Delhi, for the past in the past year, but then I left it at the start of this particular year. For some personal reasons, and I'm looking forward to join another club. So at this point, I'm currently exploring my options, and hence, like attending a few Toastmasters meetings. So here I am. In terms of my profession, I'm basically a consultant at the World Bank. Is there anything else that you want to know?
I mean, consultant World Bank, that would do it. Thank you so much, Ritika, for being so candid and letting us know everything that we want to know. Thank you so much. And we wholeheartedly welcome you to our club. All right,
Thank
before,
you.
thank you so much. Let's dive in straight away to the evaluation section. And I call upon our head of evaluators, aka our general evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman, on the virtual stage. Toastmaster Anshuman, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Toastmaster Neeraj told me that the meeting will end at 8 p.m. I was like, not at all. There's not even a chance. But as Mithunda doesn't dance India dance, right? I'll give a grand salute to all the speakers. There was a telepathic thing that happened with Priyanka with me in the chat. She mentioned, is it not looking like ISC? I was thinking just that. Brilliant speeches. I can't even imagine TPTM has reached this level. Thanks a lot, EC. Thanks a lot, Utkarsh, Neeraj, the entire EC team. The fantastic job you're doing. I can't even believe we have reached this level. So, kudos to the entire club. We have reached a pinnacle of delivery in terms of speeches and a meeting. So, look forward to the wonderful evaluations our evaluators have in store. I'll start with inviting Toastmaster Srishti to share the evaluation for Toastmaster Megha. Over to you, Toastmaster Srishti.
Just to check, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible and good to go.
Okay. Megha, what a great and relevant topic to pick up in today's world. You started with a controversial statement made by a famous person, and then you had multiple points of view when you spoke about them. You picked up a topic that has divided the internet and the youth and business owners, everybody. And I think it was a topic of great interest. Your message was also great. To have balance in life, that was a very key takeaway for me. You added a variety of things. So you had debate, you had storytelling, you had some sensationalism, you had references. And I think overall, if I were to look at your speech, it would be like a theme park where every aspect of your speech had some hook element that caught our attention. So I think great on that. Now, coming to things that you could improve on, I'll extend that theme park metaphor. So when you're at a theme park, there are so many things that are vying for your attention. And you can be attracted towards so many things. And yet, if you are going from one ride to another ride at the end of the theme park, and then you're going to another ride or another tourist attraction, and then you're going to the restaurant at on the other end, that can sometimes be a little hassling. It can be a little tiring. It can be a little confusing for a person who is following you around. So my major call out to you would be to structure your speech in such a way where you follow a single path. So even though you have so many attractions, even if you have so many different hooks that you've created, which are all very exciting and interesting, you lead the audience through them in a coherent narrative. So that would be my biggest takeaway for you, to streamline your speech. And yeah, then I think the second thing would be a longer term thing where, I feel that you could add more vocabulary and stronger grammar to yourself. This would be a longer term feedback, but shorter term for your next speech would be to create a singular line. And if you need to eliminate certain parts, like for example, you had one father-in-law and you had two types of youth, would you want to combine them together and have one uh, like a straightaway debate, like this versus this, rather than having three sides of a debate? So that is what I would recommend to you. And overall, I think it was a great speech. It was very relevant. I felt very engaged with your topic, and I would wish you all the best for your follow-up speech. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Srishti. Next, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Amit to share the evaluation for Toastmaster Ashok.
So, first I want to say congratulate to Mr. Ashok. Just like his objective is to write a speech on purpose. So he wrote a crystal clear speech on a purpose, that is, fear is inevitable. So we can imagine that how he has tackled the fear of glossophobia. In few major thing that I really admire from his speech, that the camera, his whole body is visible to us, that we can see his hand gestures as well as his whole posture that we use in public speaking. So that is one a good thing about his.
Amit, we can't hear you. Your voice is frozen.
Word, whatever he spoke. And third thing, his voice is very firm. And one challenge for his voice, just like voice modulation, there are many points in his speech where he has very stressful and low points, just like when his father dies, he got lots of responsibilities. So at the time, the voice should be little low. He should feel that moment. Just like this is also challenge for me, as my mentor said me, feel that moment. Just like you have feel all those moments in your life. So feel that thing, that something is lost, something you lost, and how you tackle it. So you lost it, and then you again come with energy, and your comeback is stronger. So that thing is missing. So voice modulation is missing. So that is challenge for you. Second is body language. In whole speech, you were using only one hand, just like this hand you were using. So I want to you I want to I have challenge for you. So who use your whole upper body while you are speaking. So you will get more attention from your audience. And about speech, it is very relevant that glossophobia. I think 50% of Toastmaster people join Toastmaster because of glossophobia. I do also have this fear, and most of us have this fear to express something in front of crowd. So that one thing that you have shared journey, and these are few recommendation and that I want to give you. And all the best for your future speeches. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit, your Wi-Fi had frozen before voice is firm. Can you please repeat that point after you mentioned that your whole body is visible and voice is firm? That part got
Yes.
frozen. Can you just single statement if you can repeat what you mentioned there?
Okay. So I was saying that his voice was clear. Every word, whatever he spoke, that was clear, and
Prior to
what
that, did you
he
have
was
any
confident.
point? Did you have a point after, say, your body is visible and your voice is firm? Did you have any point between that? Because that part froze. Your screen froze at that
Okay.
point. You did not
No,
have
no.
any point.
I
Okay.
have I have
Got it.
I have said 3 words only.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster. Next, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Ankit to share the feedback for Toastmaster Ravi.
So Toastmaster Ravi, like you started with a kind of a bang in terms of like how plants communicate through the soil, like how people communicate. And when you started with like when we used to live in jungle, we used to communicate to find the fruit, something like that. So like I was thinking like we will be going delve into a story of a jungle story kind of thing. So it was quite engaging in the initial. But just looking at like your strengths, so first thing, like I would definitely want to like let you know, right? You have a very strong, deep voice, like which gives a lot of clarity when we hear to you, right? So that's like one positive you can keep with yourself. The second thing, like the content that you used in describing different communication styles, you used your real life examples of how you identify different communication styles and also how how those impacted you in those moments. So the content was really relevant, and the start definitely was very good. Now coming to some of the suggestions in terms of where we can improve. So first thing regarding the content, your conclusion was not very strong. Like you mentioned at the end that I learned about these four communication styles, and I hope you also learned about them. So maybe what you could have done is like at the end you could have some mentioned something like, so this is the communication styles I have observed in my life, and this is how I these have impacted me. Like how about you? Like how did these communications impact you in your real life? Something like those, like you could end up with a question or something like a story, right? So this is one thing that you can improve on in terms of content. In terms of delivery, so one thing that I observed, like you have some regional dialect. So in your pronunciation, there are some words that you use and you don't say it in a right way. So first word is data, right? So you say data, right? So that's a very common problem. Like many people, like even I might have said this multiple times in the past, but I have improved in saying this. This is a data, not data, right? The another thing that we usually see like people making mistake is we say question, right? It's question, right? So this is like common problem. So these two things, two words, right? I think these are very two common words that we say in our real life. So we definitely need to improve on this. So this is second thing. The third thing is in some third thing is about the filler words. So your main or your favorite filler word is so you might have used so many times so in your speech. So definitely think about like you are using so and try to improve on it. Overall, like just wanted to iterate, like you have a voice of a leader. Just keep working on your public speaking skills and communication skills. Would love to see you growing, and challenge yourself in saying in not saying so in your speeches, and also improve on the two words for pronunciation: data and question, right? So these are the two things. Overall, it was a great speech, Ravi, and best of luck for your future. Over to you, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ankit. Now I'd like to invite Toastmaster Neeraj to share the evaluation for Toastmaster Priyanka.
Am I audible and visible?
Yep, please go ahead.
Journal Evaluator Anshuman and fellow Toastmasters. After listening to Priyanka's speech, I am ready to be a next Bruce Lee. Today, Priyanka has shared a very structured story where she started being an obedient child to stood up for herself at the end. Throughout her speech, I was stunned with a different display of emotions, from being an innocent child to obedient adult to be a rebel for herself. She showed wonderful hand gestures, for example, saying car slow down, showing the push-ups, jumping jacks. So it shows how great speaker she is. Throughout her speech, there was great vocal variety at different areas. She performed being a father, for example, who will do the studies. And then she transitioned at the end to being a roommate. Why are you not letting me the speech? But although she is a great speaker, I have few recommendations for her, which can make her even better. Priyanka, I believe your starting was little dull. You could have shown energy. For example, you were asking the audience, how do you guide? You could have, shown the enthusiasm at that time. How are you guys, like this? Or you could like after this you told everyone, I am not like you guys. Maybe you could have shown expressions which are more proudy and snob kind of expressions, like I'm not like you, this kind of expressions. And then maybe you could circle back your starting and the ending, because the message that you gave was very powerful. But I believe to make the overall speech even more powerful, you could try a better combination of starting and end. And the last thing is your pace. While you have mastered your vocal variety, including a slow pace at different places. For example, you said, I was scared. You could have said, I was scared. That way, your overall speech could be more impactful. But overall, your entire speech was very captivating. I was hooked throughout the speech. And with this little changes, I am sure you could be a next ISC winner. All the very best. See you in your next speech. Thank you. Back to you, Journal Evaluator Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Neeraj. Last but not the least, we invite distinguished Toastmaster Anand to share the feedback for Toastmaster Ashima. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Anand.
Please confirm if I'm audible and visible.
Yep, all good to go.
All right. Our speaker Ashima today delivered a speech around negotiating. For negotiation, there has to be a conflict first. And Ashima did bring a conflict from her own personal anecdotes, and that was the best thing about this speech. It was not a lecture on negotiation or conflicts. It was rather a smart placement of a personal story and then building a speech around it. And that is a trademark example I request all the members present over here to just look and get inspired from. What else did she do good? She stood up and she delivered as if delivering to a physical audience. There were ups and downs in terms of the fluency of the speech. Perhaps a bit more rehearsal would have filled that, but that's not the whole purpose of my focus area today. What I would like the speaker to focus upon is this thing. See, negotiation is a process upon which there has to be an outcome, and that outcome, if favorable, it's a good negotiation. If not, then it's not a favorable negotiation tactics. There are usually these four tactics: win win, win lose, lose win, or lose lose. This is typically from easily findable on Google as well. The Toastmasters pathways is not necessarily an authority on that. However, I felt today in the negotiation that you brought out, the whole travel experience, especially the experience with children, I did not see an opportunity for you in person to display these negotiation tactics. It was a co-passenger, their parents, and it was a whole episode among them. You were just like a fly on the wall, and you perhaps didn't really have an opportunity to apply any negotiation tactics over there. So perhaps that is where a slightly overlap, if not completely misfit situation placed on this particular content. Secondly, that whole situation about the parents just giving up, surrendering to the child's tantrum was not a great example of negotiation applied over there. It was a completely I lose, you win kind of situation. Perhaps not a great example by which we would want to display a sense of improvement in our own negotiation understanding. Overall, I felt the speech was, from a storytelling point of view, a decent attempt. You rather started summarizing in a very non-hurried manner upon seeing the red card. So the planning well done part, I know because I am your mentor as well. So this was a work improvement area for us. So good job on that part. A bit more rehearsal to fill up the gaps when vocabulary ditches you. You're looking for an appropriate word. So I think a bit more rehearsal, placing some concrete content on that part will help you. And next time, do get in touch with your mentor beforehand so that we can discuss what story would suit the projects the best. Uh, that's my remark on my part. I'm so sorry. That concludes my evaluation. All the very best. Over to you, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, distinguished Toastmaster Anand. There were some personal remarks coming out there, but anyhow, now a huge report from my end, a mixture of roles, grammarian, counter, and the general evaluator. I'll try to offer as much value-added content as possible. First of all, definitely, I think I'm mesmerized. I feel the talent has unleashed of our club, and before that talent unleashing, we have the polls also for the best speaker and followed by the best evaluator. So please feel free to vote for that. I think the best of our club came out today, and let me also exercise my democratic right to vote. I'll quickly start dropping in comments for each of the role plays for today, starting with the host, Toastmaster Utkarsh. As always, prim, precise, like clockwork, great energy, great enthusiasm, involved everyone. I guess he was managing time better than me. I think there was some confusion around time management of when guests should be invited, not be invited. Learning from that might be that next time we can, for the special meeting, set some time agenda too, so that we have clarity on when to do what. First meeting, some learnings around it, but definitely I think as a host, we chose the right host for the first special meeting, and he delivered and like delivered as Utkarsh can in an excellent fashion. Coming to Toastmaster Megha, 2 hours, one long the. Maybe I'll combine the good usages and not good usages, but some general comments too. I definitely love your voice. I think you have a very good voice modulation for any speech. Like since evaluators have already done a detailed evaluation, I won't be offering a detailed speech evaluation. But definitely, I think you should come and speak more on this platform and utilize it to hone your voice for different kind of content. So thank you for coming and sharing. Coming to Toastmaster Ashok, you had 2 long pauses, 3 so's, 1 overall. One of my suggestions will be that you can cut down your words shorter. You tend to drag your words. Maybe it's because of the regional dialect, but just shortening your words, making them crisp, will make your speech really powerful. So that's something you can work with your mentor to see how you can clear the dialect and make it more crisper and sharper and stronger. Toastmaster Ravi, 3 so's, 1 hours, no comment per se. Coming to Toastmaster Priyanka, 1 hour, and Toastmaster Ashima, so's you really need to work upon. I won't even share the count. I think that's your default filler word that you count upon. You can work again with your mentor to figure it out why that's happening. But so, like I said, like your connecting word, if you eliminate that, that'll make your speech more richer. And 1 hour. Quickly coming to the good usages and not so good usages. One generation first generation on one hand, second generation on another. Sharing a knowledge cannot match the speed. Car left with supersonic speed. Insightful ream of psychology. These were some good usages. Not good usage was all body got freezed. Can be my body froze. Now coming to our favorite evaluators, starting with Toastmaster Srishti. First of all the like I'll share the common themes. All the evaluators did use the commendation, recommendation, commendation sandwich format. Honestly, there's so many learnings for me. I can't even wait to go back from this meeting and note down those learnings. Starting with Toastmaster Srishti, since she's so experienced, she has got the background. Toastmaster Srishti, you had insights which do come from your experience, like comparing this versus this is what you shared. My suggestion will be to make your evaluation more crisper, you write it down. You come out as a knowledgeable, wisdomful evaluator, but at the same time, just writing the bullet points down or even writing the whole evaluation will give you that clarity which is required in evaluation to have the necessary flow, end-to-end flow. Overall, all the rightful insights can be can be handled well. If you have already written those insights, maybe you need to write further down. So experiment with it and see how it can add to the flow, which can help you be the future district evaluation winner. When it starts in a district, it's still debatable. But anyhow, thank you for sharing all the right insights. Coming to Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit, you had two commendations, two recommendation, body language, voice is firm, recommendation, voice modulation, feel that movement. I felt that one or two points were contradictory. You mentioned that your whole body was visible, hand was moving. Then you mentioned that your body language is not good. So at least I got confused. So maybe you want to make it, as they say, MECE, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. That all your pointers should be independent of each other. That like they should not contradict each other or should not confuse each other. For example, you mentioned voice is firm, but then you mentioned voice modulation he should work upon. So these, like, I know where you're coming from, what your intent is, and what you want to share. But in an ideal case scenario, you can take one theme as a commendation, one theme as a recommendation. That is what I'll recommend. But definitely, from a CRC approach, it was quite good. From a filler standpoint, you had 4 R's. Your R was quite prominent. 3 so's and 2 dragging ants. So these are the ones you can work upon. Again, writing your since we have time after speech, writing our evaluations in as much detail as possible always helps bring that clarity. Coming to Toastmaster Ankit, again, your insights were quite relevant and went one depth layer ahead. For example, you looked at strong deep voice. You mentioned very great point about regional dialect. You gave examples. I think that is something that separated you from the other evaluators. Was you mentioned data as data, and the regional dialects example. So giving examples always definitely does help. Overall, it felt your insights were good, but again, they were not coming with a flow. So that flow part you might want to think about. Writing is one way, but there are other methods where your evaluation coming out can be seamless without any breaks. There were long pauses coming out in your evaluation. Evaluation ideally should be like a speech where one is speaking like a speaker. If we search on YouTube for world champion speech evaluators, we'll see it's at times better than even world champion speakers. The evaluation should be like a speech. So that is something you might want to challenge yourself about. But in terms of analysis, insights, top notch, right up there, great evaluation. Coming to you, Toastmaster Neeraj, I think combining the feedback I just gave, I think you did a great job at having the right flow in terms of evaluation. You did have the right CRC approach and in a speech format with the right flow, great energy. Your voice was loud enough. and you gave relevant feedback about pace being uh, like the starting being dull, then pace slowing down the pace. Two feedback I'll have is your eyes were all down during evaluation. I don't know why that happened, but you were looking down, so we could not see your eyes at all. At least in the first 75% of evaluation, you might want to figure out the reason why that happened, but that happened. So I thought I'll just give you the feedback. Second, to challenge yourself, you can work on your voice modulation. You had great energy, you had good flow, but your tonality was the same throughout your speech. So that is something you might want to experiment in your next evaluation. Overall, definitely good flow, great voice, good energy, great CRC approach, good feedback. Last but not the least, distinguished Toastmaster, you have an authoritative voice, clear voice, good feedback. My just one challenge for you next time will be you just focus on the content part of it, that theme of negotiation, that it should have conflict. You can focus on 3 4 more themes. I know you may be having it, but within that time limit, maybe you did not give it. You just focus on the content part of it, the negotiation part of it. The speaker can benefit a lot from your wisdom and knowledge if you can focus on 3 4 different themes in a CRC format. So that's something you can challenge yourself for the next time. Overall, just one not so good user, but proudy should be proud. That is it. Thanks a lot. I think it was a brilliant meeting. I can't wait to go back and look at the YouTube replays multiple times. Till then, I'd like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Utkarsh to conclude the proceedings.
Plethora of wisdom imparted to us. Thank you so much, our Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman. We've celebrated and appreciated our speakers a lot. How about we acknowledge and appreciate our evaluators and our head of evaluators, Toastmaster Anshuman. Of course, one is incomplete without the other. Let's have a huge round of applause. And we as speakers will never be able to grow without constructive feedback. So huge kudos and huge shout outs to the 5 speech evaluators and of course our general evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman. All right, we had a classic meeting, the Tuesday edition of our speech marathon today, and we do have some guests who have joined us and they're sticking around. All right, how about I start with Rishi?
Hi
And
guys, good
Rishi's
evening.
all settled now?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi, Rishi.
Okay.
If I may ask you, is it your first Toastmaster meeting?
Uh, Probably not. I think I may have attended more than 1,000 meetings till now.
Wow, lovely,
So
lovely. So,
I've been a Toastmaster more than 10 years. So I joined in 2008, was a Toastmaster till 2017. Then I stopped being one, and then I rejoined last month. So I completed my journey from zero to DTM at that time, and I'm back at zero. So starting to learn the ropes now. And by the way, uh, Turning Point, I was the founding mentor at that time when the club was started. Yeah.
so if I'm not mistaken, you were the one who was present during the TLI in Gurgaon.
Yes, I was. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so glad to meet you, Rishi, finally. And we did have a small chat.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so proud and so privileged that you have attended our meeting and so glad to connect with you. I hope that you were impressed by the
Oh,
quality of
yes.
our meeting.
So since I joined back, every time, so after 2017, every year I went back to Ankur Yadav and said, recommend a club to me. So he would always say, go try GOT. And so every time I went and tried GOT and came back, never joined back. So this time I went to GOT and GTMC and I joined GTMC. So that's where I am. I never got the recommendation to come and hear you guys. You guys have a very impressive overall collection of people. So well done with somebody said it right. Thanks to EC and everybody for creating this like, bouquet of great speakers. So yeah, kudos to all of you.
We flew under the radar. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah. I mean, for whatever reason, like Tubbs, okay, I still call it Tubbs Speaks because it was Tubbs Speaks before turning point. So I thought that TP came from actually that name instead of turning point. So like um, I have, I don't think I have ever attended a full meeting before this. And even this time I missed maybe 2 meetings, except in the early times when it was in the Tupperware office in the So good to be here. I'm sure I would attend a few more meetings or like keep coming back.
and what better way to attend a meeting to attend the classic first edition of our Tuesday, which is a speech marathon that we have started. So thank you so much, and we urge and request you to attend our regular Thursday meeting, which is happening this Thursday as well, and we would love to have you there as well. Thank you so much,
Sure thing.
Toastmaster
Thank
Rishi.
you, guys.
All right, we do have Toastmaster Bala with us. Hi, Bala. So glad that you connect with us today as well. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Thank you for asking. And I
So
think I
glad.
have joined this club's meeting before as well, but today I was late. Definitely, I could not hear all the speeches. Definitely, I could hear some of the evaluations. So I'm not in a position to comment on the speeches, but I feel that it was a good meeting. The way the evaluations happened and the general evaluation happened, everything went well. Indeed, it was my bad. I kind of missed the speeches. But maybe one thing, if you can put your meeting link on the Happening Now group also, that will help, because that is where we can pick up and try to join. I saw in some other group, I don't remember whether it's Team Worldwide or Toastmaster International. I saw it and I tried to join, but by that time it was late. And indeed, I was just coming back from office. That is another problem with me, not your problem. So, anyways, I've joined this club's meeting before also. I used to really love joining the meetings. And like someone said, it may not be my 1,000 meeting, but it is, I'm still in the 300 part. So I look forward to joining as many meetings as possible. And that's what I'm trying to do. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
And we love having you, Toastmaster Bala. Thank you so much for always gracing us with such a positive outlook and positive disposition. Thank you so much. Do join us for Thursday as well. We will have a regular meeting on Thursdays. Thank you so much. All right. How about I go and dive straight into the results for today's polls? I'll start with the all important best speaker. Today's best speaker is speaker number 4, Toastmaster Priyanka. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? Very well deserved. Next up is the best speech evaluator. The best speech evaluator is the one who I think should be given like a quintessential speech evaluator, who is distinguished Toastmaster Anand Katyani. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? And finally, for the best role player, it's no surprise. It is the head of the evaluators, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman. Can we have a huge round of applause for him as well? Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to be a host today and witness such splendid speeches and evaluations. Any parting words before we close this meeting? Concluding remarks by anyone? All right.
I think I forgot to say that you guys are invited to GTMC as well if you want a physical meeting.
Gurgaon Toastmasters Club, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. At Masters Union.
Yes, Sunday morning, 10:30.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much for that invite, Toastmaster Rishi.